Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 32nd episode of Blood, Sweat, and Beers. It is me, your current president. I don't really know what that means anymore, but Mark is here. We got the VP, the VP at large, Dennis. We're going to talk about his favorite subject today. And then we got the man in the yellow jersey, Hubert.
Hello.
How y'all
Is that
doing?
like a man in a yellow hat
jersey
reference? Is that what that was? Does that make you curious? Which one of us is curious, George?
Oh, I was hoping it was going to be the man in yellow, but that works too, or the king in yellow, but whatever.
Fair enough. How you doing, gentlemen? How was your weekend? Another victory pod.
Was that a True Detective reference?
What do you mean?
I mean, it predates True Detective.
Okay.
It's actually a Lovecraft, and I think it predates Lovecraft even a little.
Okay.
Lovecraft.
We're getting way off track here.
Yeah, that's a whole other discussion.
Yeah. We just want to.
We don't want to go mad. We don't want to go mad.
We want to welcome all our listeners. Again, thanks for everyone who listens. If you could just
can
go
I
ahead.
say one more thing real quick about that? Just one more. If you've been looking for the yellow sign, this is it. The people who know. Anyway.
Oh my God. Anyways, I want to shout out to all our listeners. If you could like, share, and subscribe to this channel, hit the thumbs up icon, leave a comment, even if it's rude. We just want to drive up some engagement. We have really thick skin here, and trust me, we got better jokes than you do.
And Marcus is the one that reads the comments. So.
Yeah. If you want to come at me, that's going to be a problem.
I read comments for the first time in our videos yesterday. So
yeah.
I didn't even know we had a comments. I'm gonna have to go check those out.
Yeah. So so we're gonna start off like we new tradition here. So we're gonna start off with record of the day. So wifey picked this out for me. We're gonna do this.
I almost grabbed that one too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to dig in the crates, but I have obviously a lot of the obvious ones. And Steve Miller Band. I mean, we know the massive hit. Fly Like an Eagle.
Yeah, jet airliner. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that one too. Obviously, we have Take My Money and Run. That's a good joint.
So good.
But yeah, so Steve Miller Band, obviously classic. Pick this up. This one is open, unlike last week. This one does get used. So yeah, shout out to Steve Miller Band. Dennis, what you got?
We've got Action Bronson's Only for Dolphins.
Okay.
This is
the booklet. There you go.
Yep, got the full booklet here. This is a good one. This is I believe his he has had one studio album after this. This is second to last studio album. This came out in I believe 2020. It could quote me on that. I could be wrong. But this is a fun one, right? It's got his graphic art on here. If you're an Action Bronson fan, it's pretty cool. There were some limited edition versions of this too that have colored vinyl and stuff. But I've got the first. This is I think one of the first prints, so I don't have all that colored vinyl or whatever.
Didn't Action Bronson go to do a cooking show or something? If I recall right.
Yeah. Fuck, that's delicious.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
I find it hilarious. A lot of these hardcore '90s rappers are just chatty patties now on podcasts.
They're all family men now.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm a gangster. I sell weed, and now they have a weekly show talking about just.
I mean, he was a chef in a past life before he started his rap career, but kid from Queens, man, Flushing, Queens, same neighborhood. We grew up in the same neighborhood, so got to represent, as you can tell, as I'm all New Yorked out today with my Napoli jersey on too.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm playing right now, so if I seem distracted, that's why I keep looking at the TV.
They just scored, Dennis. I don't know if you saw that.
They just scored.
And just happening right now. I guess I'm 40 seconds behind you.
I'm sorry to spoil it for you. Apologies.
No. All right, Hubert, what record are you listening to today?
Yeah, I wanted to say one thing first. The album that I brought up last week, the band Loud and Swain, I forgot to mention that their bass player, Borja, is an LAFC fan. He's from the area. I think I've actually got a scarf that he gave me and one that I gave him, or my wife, or vice versa, whatever. I don't know if he's part of Supporters Group, but he is involved in supporters culture. So, if you're into soccer, that kind of thing. But to stick in the same vein as last week for Marcus, I also pulled out a Hendrix album this time. One that a lot of people don't know about.
Which one's this? This
is the live Band of Gypsies one.
Oh, okay.
There's a 13-minute track on here called Machine Gun.
Yes.
That's an incredible live track. If you listen to one song from this album, listen to that one. It's really long, but it's so incredible. He imitates machine gun fire, helicopter sounds with his guitar and the drums and stuff.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
Band of Gypsies, Hendrix, classic.
Yeah, him with his bandana on, tripping is always top 5. I think
Oh, it's golden. The dude finds God every time he performed, man.
I'm telling you, he floats. I will say we need to bring back the 10-minute track. There was an era where at least
Absolutely
one song,
agree.
now it's a minute 50 or whatever Spotify counts as a song is the minimum a lot of these artists are doing.
Yeah, what's the line that Billy Joel said? He said it was a beautiful song, but it ran too long.
Too long.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a hit, you gotta make it fit. So they cut it down to 305.
Yeah. I think
The
the only
Entertainer.
band's
I actually have that on vinyl here too. I have the Entertainer here on vinyl.
Yeah, the only bands doing 10-minute songs are metal bands, and like you got to be into that to want to listen to that for 10 minutes.
I remember Lauryn Hill's song. She's like,
yeah,
every 3 minutes and 30 seconds of every day, and I'm like, no songs are running that long. So
yeah. Let me see. The shortest track in this album is 5 minutes.
Yeah,
nice.
Everything else is like 6 or more.
Yeah, I mean,
the A side has 2 songs on it.
I don't have this vinyl, but I do have this on CD. If you want to talk about like elite level long rap songs, listen to Morals by Lupe Fiasco. He goes almost 10 minutes beating you over the head with, double entendre. It's, if you want to talk about the skill of rap and not just making a hot song, that is absolute fire. But we're gonna switch, we're gonna switch gears here. But those are our albums of the week. We got Steve Miller Band, Action Bronson, and of course the legend that is Jimi Hendrix. So we're going to start off on another victory pod, or we're going to call it the Lucho Less Run Continues.
3-0-3 since Lucho's left town.
Yeah,
look,
so I'm
not saying it's wild that we're celebrating for the second time a Lucho being gone, whether it was a coach or a player.
Fair enough.
It's odd that that's happened twice. It's also odd that we've chanted Fire Nico twice in this city, and a third time when he came back to visit at Austin. So we got some really weird stuff going on, name-wise.
I just want to shout out Own Goal for banging one in today. That was pretty awesome. Own Goal has always been my favorite player. But yeah, I mean,
Own Goal is a big winner, man. Don't sleep on OG.
No, OG is top 5 for me. I think if we add up all OG's goals, he's like head and shoulders above everybody else. I do want, so let's talk about the game right quick. Got a couple of notes about Julio later. He was rightfully upset at the end of the game. There were 2 opportunities there where people were selfish.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about that. We can talk about that first if we want.
I mean, yeah, so we can bring that up. So
we can talk. I don't think there's a lot there, but it's definitely worth discussing.
So Buzz made a note on his top 3 saying that it was because he hasn't been gotten a lot of minutes, so he's like out of sync. And I'm like, the fact that 2 players looked him off or made selfish decision has nothing to do with the fact that he wasn't in the team, right? The breakaway with Musa, it was an open tap in if Musa had gone left and passed the ball right, because the goalkeeper would have to have followed Musa. So either the goalkeeper made the decision to follow him or not, and then it's tap in. That was just selfish. And then Bernie, I get why Bernie took the shot. I don't agree with it, but I get why Bernie's trying to earn his keep, right?
Yeah, I'm actually more I'm more upset with Bernie than I am with Musa. Musa's chasing a record.
Yep. Musa's chasing a club record, and Musa's also fighting for an international spot as well.
But
keep that in mind.
Both selfish, I agree though.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean,
I do agree. Both selfish.
Here's the thing. I knew Musa was gonna miss because he didn't fall down. So the moment he stood up, I was like, damn, I'm not gonna go in the back of the net. Like, God, like I need you to slip or something. Like it needs to be a wet grass.
I would be frustrated too, though. Like I get that. I get why he was upset.
And that's a guy who's fighting for minutes too, right? Julio's been fighting for minutes too, so he's gonna want to. He wants to prove a point that he's got value here too. And
by the way, he had a decent performance, so he
did.
Probably like, man, if I cap this up with a goal, like,
yes, I think that's why he was frustrated,
and he nearly got one at the end.
I think what actually frustrated him, what was the straw that broke the camel's back, is that the last kick was him on a breakaway with one defender.
Yeah,
and normally a ref would just let that play out and then blow the whistle. Mm-hmm. So I think really that's what like knocked him over the top. So
yeah, did you see him like slap the ground when
Bernie
missed him? Slapped the ground and Bernie whiffed and he's
and then Bernie just turned around and ran and was like, no, you got to apologize. You literally missed him wide open.
Nah, yeah. And I don't even care if you're the star striker trying to reach a record. You do at least go talk to the guy afterward and say something, because that is a little selfish for sure.
Yeah,
No, it's
so
not a little. It's straight up. Yeah.
it's straight up selfish. So I
Mhm.
want everyone who notated that is like Julio was rightfully angered. That's not a
I agree.
that's not a Lucho complaining that you didn't give me the ball. That's a guy who
Yeah.
was wide open, and you're like, I'm going to be selfish instead. It's one. As a matter of fact, that Musa miss could have been disastrous because if they had gone back down and tied, we would all look back and be like, well, here were two opportunities that we
Oh
completely
yes,
looked at.
absolutely would have. Yeah.
And then shout out to Own Goal who wrapped it up, so we don't really have to worry about that.
Beautiful.
But yeah,
It was a great game all around, though. Like this was fun to watch.
Yeah,
it is nice to be having fun at the games.
Yeah, I want to shout out to Romero. He's running his ass off.
Unbelievably so.
With any luck, he's not here next year. It's one of those thank you for your service type things. We can talk about stats right quick, and then we can go through the rest of the game. So this is what we call a dominating stat line, except for the fact they had 55% of the ball, and we're playing at home. So we're not a possession team. We're not playing Nico ball, which I guess you can take as a good or bad. We figured out a over the top threat without Julio. Farrington is really learning the thing that I wanted him to learn earlier in the year, which is hold up play. He's finally figured out how to put his body in the way, right? Or either hold up to pass or hold up to get a foul so the team can come forward. That's been very helpful. But yeah, we can go through the stats right quick. 17 shots, us 7 shots on goal. We basically doubled their efforts there. Possession 44%. Passing accuracy is still not great. 77. Fouls were pretty even, 11 apiece. No yellow cards for us, which was
kind of shocking
because Norris came on with 20 minutes left and didn't get a yellow. So Norris has figured out the not getting a yellow every game problem, which I think we all knew he was going to figure out. That comes with becoming a professional.
Yeah. Shout out Nolan Norris too, who just got called up to the U20 World Cup.
U20s, yeah. So
I mean, he might even captain that, right?
Yeah, very good chance. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a dominating. Obviously, the possession stats don't put that, but it was a dominating effort. Shout out to Chris Kappas, who again I still think is a nothing burger, but when you get a goal, and I think his passing percentage was like 80-odd%, so he did what he needed to do.
Yeah, I want a player in that position to just be not losing the game for me. It's the old Parcells thing, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of where I'm at on it, and I'm okay with that where he's at right now. We'll see if he does anything beyond that, but I'm happy with that for now.
Yeah. Also, shout out to a little side note. Shout out to Santi, who won the game or tied late for Phoenix Rising.
Hey, that's great. I'm happy.
When I was watching that game, I was
Good
just
for
like,
him, man.
I was like, wait, Carl Santi, isn't that our guy? And
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, I think the moment in this match that bothered me the most, and it's part of the reason that possession stat is what it is, was I want to say towards the end of the first half, like for some reason we were content to just absorb pressure. And we were just like on defense for a solid 20 minutes. And I couldn't understand what the thought was. I was getting real nervy. I looked back at Raul in the supporters section, was like, I don't like how much defense we're playing right now when we don't really need to be.
Yeah, I think we converted to a counter-attacking team, which is why we got the breakaway, right?
Yeah, it just felt like early to do it to me. And, I'm not a coach, so.
Yeah, I mean, this team looks totally different when they score first, right? When they get up early and they get a lead, this team looks absolutely different, and they have for the past couple of games. And I think that's the real game changers. They just need to get out ahead, and that frees them up to play a little bit more of the game Quill wants to play, which is a little less possession than you typically see.
Yeah, although I have to say, like, to Marcus's point about passing accuracy looking bad, if you fix that passing accuracy, your possession comes up naturally.
Yes, if you're in the 85%-ish. And as far as a point to Dennis, we did score early, but the last couple of games, every time we score early, within 5 to 10 minutes, we give up a time.
We do like to give it up, don't we?
Scoring early.
I was actually shocked to look up at the scoreboard and see that it even was 1-1 while I was there.
Yeah, the stadium didn't really react. Like, it was weird.
My back was turned when it happened. I was talking to Brian, and I just didn't even notice that a goal was scored. I turned around and saw the scoreboard, and I was like, what the hell happened? I didn't I don't even think they announced it.
Yeah, no, it was really weird and quick.
Yeah, we only notice opposing team scoring when it's Sun here, and all the Korean fans are like, yeah, and they're like, oh, that's not us.
By the way,
wasn't a superstar, my bad.
Yeah.
By the way, that was only the second free kick of Sun's career, I recently found out.
Wow.
Oh, free kick goal? Oh no, he's been on fire. I think
that was the second free kick of his career. He had only taken one free kick at Tottenham.
Yeah,
I
but
guess when you got Kane on your team
yeah,
Right.
you're not the main guy.
and Bale before that,
right?
But that's just crazy that like that's the
That is
second
wild.
kick of his career, and he just puts it top in and whatever. I'm still
I
angry
mean,
about it.
one could
Kinda cool, though.
argue,
Yeah.
one could argue level of play and the fact that he's just having fun. Like I've never seen him smile this much. I watch a lot of Tottenham
Right.
games.
Right.
He's having a grand time. It is the craziest thing.
I honestly couldn't be happier for him, really.
Yeah, and I was texting Dennis earlier. I think this is the first time. Actually, was it me and Hubert last week that talked about this? This is the first time MLS had two-headed monsters where they have two fan draws. Normally, we only have the one, right? They tried it with Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard.
Giroud.
Frank was really injury prone, but they did for a little short run. You had the Liverpool fan and the Chelsea fans. My apologies.
Those guys looked real old when they got here.
Yeah, they were, and then obviously Zlatan. They tried to do the Zlatan.
It wasn't Rooney. It was
Carlos. No, it was Carlos Vela. They tried to do the Zlatan Carlos Vela rivalry for a minute. Vela didn't really pull. Like the Mexican superstar is not really working. Especially
he pulled at home. That was about it. Yeah.
Yeah, he pulled in California, which is a given. But he didn't like across the country. So I want to shout out for the first time having a two-headed monster and the East and the West. He did. Yeah. He did 50,000 at the other game, and it's a win-win. And for some reason, we all seem to be okay with Sun fans and not so much with Messi fans when they come out. But
I think maybe part of that, without it being the little guy syndrome, it's also because, like, I don't know, the U.S. and Latin American countries face Argentina a lot more than they face Korean teams. So
how about this?
Maybe I don't know.
Son seems like a genuinely nice guy who cares. Messi's an asshole.
We don't know if Messi's an asshole. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't.
He's an asshole. Messi's an asshole because he doesn't say anything, because he stands for nothing other than his pocket. He stands for nothing other than his personal pocket whatsoever.
Here, again, my point.
Meanwhile, Son gets up and in a post game, he thanks everybody else on his team. He thanks Denny Bouanga. He thanks the fucking kit manager.
That's a cultural thing, right? That's
sure.
It's not really. That's different. Almost every Asian player I've ever seen.
Well, then Messi's culture sucks. Okay, how's that?
No, again, he
wow,
he does. No. He does his own thing. He's always
his personal culture.
He always finds an Argentinian on the opposing team to swap jerseys with. Like, he does his own thing. He's just not. He's not a media guy. No matter where he goes, right? I actually think that was really weird because, like, look at what Zlatan did when he came here, right? Took a full page ad saying you're welcome. Like, that's big personality. Messi's not.
I'm fine with that.
So it's one of them things. But we can.
I mean, did I root for Zlatan getting hurt every moment of his career? Yeah. Not as much as Suarez, but yeah.
Zlatan, who is the now the cover.
No, I hated him because we weren't him. It's not like Suarez, who I just hate.
Yeah, like I always have to remind people, Zlatan is top 5, I think, in scoring in like goals. Like, so he may have not won the big stuff, obviously, because he plays for Sweden and they were never going to win anything.
Yeah,
but
that's not his fault.
I said the same thing about Portugal, and they got 2 Euros. So
yeah, all of a sudden Portugal might win the World Cup. So
I mean, if they don't focus too much on Ronaldo, then maybe. Also, Ronaldo might be making his first trip back to the States in forever, and we can all yeah. Anyway,
that's another conversation.
Yeah. I guess the statute of limitations has expired. Anyways, so here's the stands. We on this mini run that we've had, we're in the playoffs. What do they call this? What spot is this?
Playoffs.
The game. There we go. We're in the playing spot. I think we have
playoffs.
We have a game in hand on Colorado and Houston. I don't think Salt Lake can catch us. Wait, no, they're 4 behind.
They can if we drop points. If we win out, we're in.
Yeah. So I mean, we control our own destiny, kind of, sort of. So we just got to keep winning, or at the very least, not lose the rest of the way out.
Here's what we got left. If we want to run through this real quick, we've got what do we? What's our remaining schedule? We've got 2 games with LAFC.
Portland, LA Galaxy, Vancouver. We play LA Galaxy twice.
Yeah.
Right, home and home. So, if we get 2 wins out of that, that puts us up at 43 points. That would potentially move us out of the play-in game and into an actual playoff spot, depending
What I
upon
think
how
most
the
people
teams
said
face
42 was the number to reach, right?
Yep, 42, 43, yep.
Well, here's the thing.
Give us 43. 6 more points would put us at 43.
Well, here's the thing. Portland is our boogeyman, unfortunately, and the Galaxy, although they're terrible, as you can see by the standings, they're not an easy team.
Although
to
they've
win,
lost
I
4
guess.
out of 5, right?
Yes,
Yep, and they've
they're
also and they're also eliminated, so you're probably going to see them.
Not
play
a given,
kids.
though.
not a given, exactly.
Not a given, not at all. But you're probably going to see some kids played.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tend to play down to our competition, unfortunately.
Yeah, the one solace I take is that for some reason we always have the Galaxy's number when it matters. I'll never understand it, but we always do.
So
fingers crossed there.
We only have one home game remaining, so we got to win that.
Yeah.
That's a definite. If we can draw the rest of them, that gives us 43, which would.
No, I hadn't thought of it that way. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into decision day needing to get a result from Vancouver, who's chasing a shield.
That's what I'm saying.
Vancouver that could potentially be playing for the shield in that one.
That's it. That's what scares me. I don't want to play against a shield potential. That's
I don't want to be fighting for a playoff spot against a team that's fighting for the shield. That's not.
Yeah,
that's
look.
not
I could easily see us get trashed on the last day. So.
Yeah, I mean it depends. If the shield's out of their reach, they might just play kids that last game too. Although,
that would be ideal.
I want to see, does Bayern Munich have the same pull as Tottenham fans? Anyway, so we're gonna keep it moving. Oh wait, no, they're not playing here. They're playing away.
Yeah, that's away.
I wanted to see if Thomas Mueller, because he's another one. He came too late. I don't think he has the same pull as the other two.
You know what? I don't think the interesting thing about Mueller is I don't think he wanted the same pool. Have you heard some of the comments about why he went to Vancouver instead of
why
Chicago?
He didn't specifically? Yeah, I was gonna say why he didn't go to Chicago.
It's fascinating to I kind of don't want to be the German face anymore. Why?
I mean, but can we just take a minute? Can we just take a minute here to talk about how absolute dog shit this team was in the early days of summer, and now we're talking about play in and potentially even a playoff spot. And there's also a world. It's a stretch, right? This is an absolute stretch, but there is a world where we somewhere along the lines here in the playoffs meet Houston and manage to hold on to El Capitan.
Yeah, I thought you were going to make a comment about how we could just lose in the playoffs to Austin again. But
that too. There's that.
I would rather play Houston because I feel like we could do that and get El Capitan. I would love it.
I will. So I know everyone wants to say Lucho was the reason, but I have to note that the reason we sucked for a while is because Julio was out, Leggett was out,
Jose was out.
Yeah, we were
multiple reasons.
6 or 7 people there. So
I think Lucho was the reason? I'll go back to the Arrested Development meme. I don't want to blame it on Lucho, but he certainly didn't help.
Yep. That's a fact.
But I agree with you. It's not just Lucho, and it's a long ass season, man. This is Major League Soccer. Half the season doesn't matter, and playoffs reward you for being crummy for half of the year.
I know.
And for the record, I am so glad to see Lucho ball out down there at Fluminense. It has been a lot of fun to watch.
It is
him.
nice
he
to
looks
see
like
him
he's
happy,
enjoying himself playing the game again, and I'm happy for him. Right? It didn't work out here. I don't have any animosity towards the guy, and if being near his family is what it took for him to get his game back, good for him.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go back to multiple people have talked about it at this point, right? He requested a transfer request, and he requested to get sent to Argentina. How pissed would you be if you wanted to go back home to Argentina and they moved you to Frisco?
Yeah.
Same thing, right? Same thing.
How pissed would you be?
Same thing. All right, so we're going to switch gears here.
Hey, just a quick note before we leave FcDallas. Our big boy, this is also potentially a game changer here. This is breaking news. Peter Musa has been added to the standby call-up list for his Croatian squad for the October window.
Nice.
Hey, that's interesting. All right.
That's great, but I don't want to lose him for... What's that?
Have they qualified yet? No, right?
Nope, they're still qualified. They've got qualifiers against Czech Republic and Gibraltar in October. So he's on the standby list. So we may lose him for at least one of these games.
Oh, that would suck. Hopefully, it's not a big deal.
I mean,
hey, he'll probably just get a yellow on purpose next game or something.
Right.
Get his yellow suspension and then ride it out for a game.
I mean, if you listen to the Redditors and Discords, apparently Farrington is a easy replacement to the guy who's banging and goes for fun. I'm
pretty sure that's just his dad on there.
Can I bring up one more thing too when we're talking about this team? I just want to remind everyone that Patrickson Delgado is only 20 years old.
Yeah, he's a kid, but
and
he
there's some
doesn't-
stuff that like he could easily grow into. I'm excited to hopefully see him develop into something, but
No,
oof, I don't want to see him be the man right now.
we're gonna sell him off. Like, let's be no. The
We
team
might
is
make
young.
money on that one though. We might
No, for
actually make
sure.
money on that one. Yeah.
Here's the thing: we're actually younger than you think, right? Romero
Right.
and Ibi are the oldest guys on the team. Everybody else is, well, I guess Leget's what, 32?
Yeah,
I think that's
but
it, right?
you got contracts coming up, you got options coming up. I do think
Yeah.
that's going to rapidly change in the next year or so. But all that to say that Delgado's 21 and he's showing some stuff at least.
Yeah, I think
like he makes a boneheaded mistake like you'd expect a 20-year-old kid to make.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was down on Delgado early in the season.
We all were.
Yeah, we all were, but I was especially down on him, especially after some of the early performances where he just looked like shit on the field and he just wasn't out there. But yeah, Delgado and Ramiro have both really impressed me over the past few weeks. I love Ramiro playing the sort of high right wing, and it's been interesting to watch. Right, he's playing that wing back position. He's overlapping. He's way upfield, and his field vision's actually a lot better than I think we've expected. And we saw a little bit of a Brazilian connection this week too.
Yeah, I can't not see Ramiro coming off every game, doing everything that he's doing, and going, I'm getting too old for this shit.
Oh, fact.
The old grizzled cop thing.
Yeah, he's having his Danny Glover moment.
Yeah,
like, yeah, I won't be doing this next year. He might be back here, but he's not starting.
All right, Marcus, I think that's the logo that we use for the video this week. It's just Danny Glover. I'm too old for this shit, man.
We can try. We'll put that together. All right, we're gonna make a switch south to the Cotton Bowl, even though they're not playing there for at least another. Well, they're not playing a league game at least for another month.
Yeah, they got like another month to go, man.
Yeah, so they
over a month. They're not back till November 2nd.
Dang, you're right.
So it's like I think six more weeks still.
What a world.
Yeah, so I think this is the conclusion of the Florida trip. We're talking here about the Golden Girls of Dallas. They tied. Allie Thornton banged in early, but they couldn't keep a clean sheet, which they were, I think they were the only team for like 3 weeks that had one.
Yeah, which is crazy. So, had multiple, and yeah.
Shout out to Dennis again for his write up on thirddegree.net. Shout out to Buzz and the crew. It was a hell of a game. I think it's coming together. I was critical early, especially that Brooklyn game. I think was just the worst game for me to watch.
Yeah, that was painful
early in the season. But even Brooklyn's calmed down. They're still letting in goals for fun, but everyone's calmed down. They're keeping the ball on the ground, which again, I hate the kick and chase style game, and it's not just in the women's sports. A lot of MLS team does that too, and it really frustrates me. But they've gotten better. Shout out to the reigning Golden Boot winner. I think this is their first goal, right, for the season.
Second.
4 games in.
Second goal. This is second of the season.
So yeah, Dennis, take it away.
Yeah, this is a great start to the game. Dallas had I think like 68% possession in the first half, but only one shot on goal, and that was the goal from Thornton with a great assist by Chioma Obogu as well. So if you get a chance to check that out, great goal.
Pass to Chioma already.
Yeah, that's it. Give it to Chioma. That's the rule here. Celia Strong came in the 10 spot here. Gracie Bryan came in for Tamara Bolt on the right side at the right wing. So a couple pieces were moved around, but same formation. They keep coming out in this 4-2-3-1. Petroselli seems to really like. Buzz has a great write up on that. If you're really into if you really want to get in depth in the tactics, you've got Sierra Hinson who plays sort of left wing back position that. She gets back and defends. They go forward at the back, but when they go forward, she moves up into the midfield and even gets up into attacking position sometime. But Dallas, I think, really left them off. Let Tampa Bay off the hook here, right? Dallas had the goal, had possession of the ball. I think 61% the entire possession the entire game. They were not able to get the second one. They left a few opportunities on the table. There was like 4 or 5 missed shots. They had very few shots on goal the entire game, and they were just not able to close out. And they let them back. Tampa Bay is a great coach team. I think. Denise Shelby Brown has got a great tactical mind, and she's got that team coached really well. There were some great professional fouls from her team, a couple yellow cards, but Tampa Bay is a very, very well coached team, and that's probably why they won the inaugural title, right? Because they. Go Go ahead.
We saw last season, and I think it's continuing this season, that Tampa Bay is willing to come in and be the antagonist.
Yeah.
Like they come in and they're willing to just beat the tar out of you, and like they don't care if you're out playing them. They're going to take you off that ball. So I'm not surprised that Tampa Bay, even though they're having a bad start to the season, like are able to come up and beat or tie us.
Yeah, they haven't won a game yet this season. This is
this is their Lexington season. I do want to make a quick point. So I just rewatched the Allie Thornton goal, 3 passes back in the net. The reason I'm pointing that out is everyone needs to watch that highlight. That's what Musa should have done when was on his shoulder.
That's exactly what it was.
Roll it right across the goal.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah,
I thought the same thing when I was watching them.
Yeah, I was just like,
I was like, oh, hey,
you're unselfish. And here's the thing: if it was reverse, Julio would have passed the ball, and that's the frustrating thing, right?
Yeah,
we know Julio was back.
I'm not giving Musa the full pass still, but I do have to give him like a 10% pass for chasing the record.
Here's the thing: I want the grass to be wet, and he needs to slip every time he kicks the ball.
You know what? Let's agree on that for sure.
Just legs up in the air, cartoon style.
I'm sorry. Let's go back to Trinity.
Before Dennis continues, just go through the stat line. So we basically dominated this game on the road. 60% possession, passing, we almost doubled them. Passing accuracy 80 to their 69. So this is a good performance on the road. Like high passing percentage, high. We only had one more shot on target than them, but we had 15 shots on target, or 15 shots, 3 on target. So maybe we need to clean up the efficiency a little bit. But I'm looking in this stat line, and to me, that
unfortunately some of those missed shots were really, really big disappointments. There was one, I think it was Chioma had a wide open shot that she missed. Celie Strawn had a header that she missed late in the game. There was a cross in that both center backs got a touch too, but neither one of them were able to get a real strike on it. They left a lot on the table here.
Yeah, so
that game should have been 3 or 4 to 1. Realistically,
3 or 4-0.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I said is like if we have 15 shots and only 3 on target, we probably should clean that up a little bit more. But
listen, that was our strength last season. Is way overperforming XG. So that was our secret recipe.
I got my scarf here.
Doomsday offense.
Doomsday offense. Love that the area codes are on there as well.
Yeah, the area codes are sick.
I'm of 2 minds here with a hot start. Whether or not you want to be a hot start, maybe I'm too caught up in the MLS model, the Seattle model, where you're crap half the year, and then I don't know if you should
left.
Yeah, I don't know if you should dominate early or because here's the thing: there's no one's out of this. Even Tampa Bay with only 2 points, they could, run back in the spring. It's not spring season because it's not the Mexican.
Yeah, spring half.
Spring half, and come back strong.
Long season, very few teams, and the parity's there.
Yep,
for sure. So but shout out Trinity. Obviously these are the other scores. Again, it's still we're gonna notate this till we get a 10th team. It's really weird having one team not play.
3 ties.
It is very weird. I do just want to say, like I said,
go ahead.
Dallas let them off the hook, and Tampa Bay is a great coach team, but I don't want to take anything away from Tampa's goal. Carly Giamona from the top of the box, essentially.
That was a hell of a shot.
Yeah. Sydney Macello got in there. She danced around a little bit, and she kicked it out to Carly Giamona was wide open there, and she finished, and there was no getting a hand to that. I mean, Riley Foster could have been 3 feet taller and still wouldn't have probably got a hand to that, right? So it was a great shot, low driven shot in the back corner, and so I don't want to take away from that. But like I said, Dallas let them off the hook and could have really left this. We could have left Florida with 6 points, better than 4.
Dennis, since you were watching this game pretty intently, I think to me one of the better storylines to watch this first half of the season really is the 10 roll between Cameron and Bellata. How'd that look this game?
So this game we actually had Celie Strawn come in the 10. Cameron Lancaster started the last game, and Strawn came off the bench, I believe, for her. Celie started here. She looked like she was playing behind a little bit. There was a tackle at the end of the first half that resulted in a yellow card. It was a tackle in from behind that was just not clean.
A tackle on her?
No, she tackled the
got it.
Tampa Bay player. She picked up a yellow there. Her intensity's up there, but it's not. I don't think she is I don't think she's the starter yet, right? I don't think there is a defined starter. I'd like to see Una Bellata back up there, but they've been using Bellata more in the midfield role alongside Amber Brooks. And so what happens is if you got again, I don't want to go too much into tactics, but you got Sierra Hinson comes up out of that left back. She moves up into the midfield a little bit alongside Brooks, and then either Hinson or Bellato will start to get forward into that upper midfield, and that allows whoever the attackers are to get a little bit further forward, and then Brooks kind of falls back. Brooks, they still have her listed as Brooks on a lot of the websites. Amber Weisner.
Yeah.
Amber Weisner ends up falling back on the back line and will protect the back line a little bit as well. So there's there's a little bit of a game that's being played where it's like the whole left side is shifting up and the right side shifting back down. But that to be said, there is nobody that has really solidified themselves at the 10 yet so far. We've seen great performances from Lancaster, great from Bellata, decent performance from Sealy, but I think we're all just waiting to see Lexi Missimo come back.
It's clearly a Missimo-sized hole. So
right, it is a Missimo-sized hole that we've done a great job. I think all three ladies that have filled that role so far this season have done a great job at filling in, but I don't think they've been able to really solidify somebody in that position yet.
Yeah. Well, I think one more thing that's worth mentioning is this is 4 points out of the last 3 away games, and I think 4 points from 3 away games isn't bad in most contexts. So the fact that we've kind of dropped points the last 2 games and we're still in first is kind of cool. So
yeah, we're 3-1-1. Shout out to the ladies in gold, the Golden Girls, as we lovingly call them.
And by the way, look up the Unstable. They're selling a shirt, and if you want one, it's worth looking at.
It is a badass jersey.
Oh, for sure.
Hit up Tina. Go grab one of those jerseys if that's your thing. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, we might be doing something with that here soon. I do want to shout out the Lexington SC. They cleaned up a lot from last year.
Yeah, they
haven't lost the game. They're not winning every time, but if you clean up the goals, if you look up at the end of the season, you'll be right where you need to be.
Look, tying yourself to death is better than losing yourself to death.
For sure. And then shout out to Brooklyn, who again cleaned it up. Massive comeback in that DC Power game. I watched that. That was a Wednesday.
I wish I had.
No, it was solid comeback. Like they were down. I thought it was going to be a blowout, and they fought back late.
There's been some good games this season, man.
Yeah, for sure. I've been watching.
Season, there's been some good ones.
I don't know if it's this podcast or something, but I've been watching a lot more women's soccer.
This league's been a lot of fun to watch. And Dallas is heading to Lexington next week as on game 4 of this 5-game road trip. So
come on, you Golden Girls. Let's go.
Come on, you Golden Girls. Let's go.
We're gonna do the usual watch party of the community. Go ahead.
Hold on. Yeah, you guys are having some audio things here.
Sorry. Yeah, we're talking over each other way too much. Sorry, that's my bad.
But
I'm going to go ahead anyway because I'm already speaking, right?
What a New Yorker, man.
The battle of the horses, right? The Pegasus versus the Lexington Stable horse. That's what we got here.
There we go.
That's all I had to say. I completely lost my point. Go ahead.
We'll call it the actual derby.
Yeah, well, they can't call it the Bluegrass Derby, which I think is the men's team when they play Lexington versus Louisville.
That's kind of
that's the Kentucky Derby.
The Kentucky Derby.
I think Bluegrass would have worked a little better.
Derby is a lot more fun.
For sure. Shout out to the Golden Girls. They're playing Lexington next on the 26th. Obviously, Friday night, usual watch party location.
Dennis might be there, guys.
Yeah, Community Beer Company. I can't make it obviously during the week.
No, I might be in Lexington. It's possible.
Oh, you might be in. Oh, that's dope. Oh, well, if you're there, grab me some gear. A scarf would be nice.
I unfortunately will also not be able to make the watch party this weekend. I am traveling to Vancouver. I just want to rub that in everyone's face.
Oh wow, that's rude, sir.
I'm traveling to Ohio, so
yeah.
You shot me right down, didn't you?
Yeah. So yeah, if you can, obviously. Get your tickets to the El Clasico, whatever we're calling it.
I think that's it. Yeah,
is the El Clasico.
Yeah.
Shout out
the State Fair Clasico.
Oh, that's it.
State Fair. Get your tickets to that. They're not expensive. They're like $22.
If you haven't seen, Joey Chestnut's going to be there. Apparently.
Yeah, it's
so weird.
Let's go.
I'm sorry, but Major League Eating or whatever is a corrupt organization with some problematic past that we can talk about sometime.
Don't you say bad things about Joey Chestnut.
Oh, I'm not
Chestnut
saying
is
bad
a living
things about
legend.
Joey Chestnut.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is he's benefited for some unscrupulous things at Major League.
He may be less. He's less than a god, but more than a man.
Just look up George Shea and then talk to me.
Okay. Nathan's hot dogs are better than. Never mind. So
hot dogs are better than everything. I don't care what you're saying.
Coney
Nathan's
Island all
corny
day.
dogs. Corny dogs suck. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
agree.
I'm telling you, this podcast we need to get focused.
What's next, Marcus?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Get your Peacock subscriptions. Hopefully you were lucky enough to get your Paramount subscriptions. They were 50% off up until the 18th. It's a little late now. So get your Peacock. See you at Community Beer Company, and then see you at the State Fair. I will be making that game for sure. All right, so we're gonna.
You want to stick in women's sports? I know you wanted to talk into
so we're gonna
for a brief second.
Yeah, it's this one. So we're gonna stick to women's sports. This is I want to. Oh no, wrong one. Oh my God, production quality here. Anyway, so women's sports.
Fire our producer.
I could cut that. So this is two announcements. Yeah, two announcements by NWSL this week. And I wanted to just get your guys' thoughts on how the Super League may have affected this. Super League definitely affected one of these. The other one, maybe not. So NWSL announced this week that they're going to, instead of the draft, in lieu of the draft, they're going to do a combine in December for the season starting. And the recently renewed commissioner of NWSL said that they're going to a rolling league expansion instead of the 2 at a time, which is what they've been doing east-west, or at least east and enough west that they can move a team over to change the conference. What
do these mean exactly? I guess let's start with the combine. If they
do
a combine,
so they got rid of the draft, so they were just signing players, which they're doing after the Super League, who when they joined or when they became a league, they announced that they were also not doing a draft. They were going to do the loans from NWSL, signing up academy kids
Well, you got to remind us about Sam Meza, all right?
Yeah, fair enough. So that's basically what their strategy was, and it seems like
NWSL Springs very own Sam Meza.
Yeah, so NWSL basically is copying that now, but with a combine. For all who don't know, MLS did this in the early days as well. They had combines around the country. They even had MLS Caribbean combine. If you want to know why there were so many Jamaicans that got into the league early, they had one in Kingston, Jamaica for the longest time.
That's
so
awesome.
And that one was for every Caribbean country. So you still had to fly to Jamaica in order to do that.
Look, shout out to Javon Watson is all I have to say.
Oh, absolute legend.
Ryan Hollingshead before Ryan Hollingshead.
Just pulling names out.
Yeah. So basically, the reason I'm saying that what effect that these would have is that these are just almost copies of what the Super League are doing. I personally think the expansion, the realization that they can't wait and do 2 at a time is that the Super League is there at a cheaper discounted price, and it's one of them things where if you wait too long, so like right now, Minnesota Aurora just got a new investor from the Lynx general manager, which is the women's team up there. So they're going to make another bid at NWSL. The last bid, as we know, because they're just following the MLS model, the last bid was Denver for $110 million.
Wow.
So that is now the going price, because they never go backwards.
No, absolutely not.
Right. So if you want,
schlub will always pay it. It seems
that's a fact. So if you
look at Major League Soccer,
that's slowing down too. But if you want to join NWSL now, you have the two next obvious ones are Cleveland, who tried last time and didn't get it. They're building their stadium for 27, and obviously, like I said, the Minnesota Aurora. So those are the next 2 up. I think the reason they said they're going to not do this, they're going to start doing rolling, is because those 2 teams aren't going to be ready at the same time.
I guess I don't understand what is rolling versus.
So rolling is just adding as you get it. So like the NBA wanted to add
not balance, just adding them as they come.
Yes, yeah. So that's basically the plan, is that instead of adding 2 at a time, they're adding as you're prepared. So if you're a women's team and you build a stadium and you're ready to go, you don't have to wait for, we need a team on the other side of the country in order for us to be added. So but your thoughts on these 2 announcements by the NWSL?
I don't think I know enough about soccer business to have a real opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just, what do you think? What is your thoughts on rolling expansion instead of doing, as we've explained, because like the NBA has been trying to expand. They've talked about Mexico City. They want to go back to Seattle. It's one of them things, but they want a balanced conference.
Yeah.
So it's, my thought is I like the even schedule because, as we discussed with the Super League,
Yes, as a
really
fan,
fucking
it's annoying to have the uneven schedule.
Yes. And then the combine, the only issue I have with the combine is I guess at this level, all these women have the financial means, you would assume, to go fly to whichever city they decide they're going to hold it to and go to these combines. I never understood why they got rid of the draft, especially in MLS. I understand it because much of the league now is foreign players. So the draft, MLS
right,
draft
the market's
is pointless.
It just is.
I
don't know. What bothers me about a combine event is
Yeah.
I do think there will end up being some players that can't or don't have the means to do it.
Yeah.
Like there's things you can do to make that happen, but I do think the American pay to play model that's stifled the men's side so much. Like I don't know if it comes into play on this, but I feel like it would. Again, not knowing enough about the business side of things on that. That's my main concern.
Yeah, I think the combine is exciting, right? I think the combine's exciting for both leagues because you're going to get to see. If you think USL is not sending scouts to this combine, regardless.
Fair enough. And
this is
and charge them for it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
This is not in lieu of the draft. This is just the ability to showcase players that may not be able to get a showcase anywhere else.
Wait, but it is in lieu of the draft, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no more draft. 2024, they announced they're not doing the draft anymore.
Right. It's just, but this that's just going to be straight signing off the street essentially. But this is just a combine is essentially just an event where athletes will be featured, right? So you've got the adult combine and the youth combine, and these athletes are going to run through drills and run through certain tests. If you've ever seen the NFL combine, they run a 40-yard dash, they do the high jump,
40s and stuff. Yeah.
Right. There's the NBA combine again, same thing. There are specific drills that players every potential athlete every athlete is going to run the same drills, and you're going to be able to compare numbers. Is that the end all be all to a player's ability? Absolutely not. Can a player have a shit combine and still be a great athlete? Absolutely. Can shit players still have a great combine? Absolutely. But all this is going to do is going to give some of these teams visibility into what some of the abilities and skill sets and a baseline metric of how these players are going to perform at some of these individual tasks and at some of these drills. I don't know what I'm really interested to see what the combine is actually going to entail and what kind of events and what kind of drills they're going to be running. That's going to be interesting to see. But it's going to be this is going to allow the world, I think, to get a really good look at what a lot of, and I'm sure they're going to be bringing in athletes from all over the world, but you're going to really get to see showcased American youth talent and American female talent that may not get a look elsewhere.
Yeah, look, put this event on Paramount or Amazon Prime, and sickos like me are going to watch it.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I'm in.
My only, again, so there was a traveling thing, financial. That's why I don't like combines. The only upside to me for this over the draft, and anyone who's watched any draft in any sport, the SEC is going to get most of the players. That doesn't mean that it's from Boise State or from South Dakota can't play in the NFL. It just means the bigger schools get more attention. So that's why I like the combine, because a kid who maybe their grades wasn't up to par, maybe they transferred to a new school so they didn't, finish their senior year.
Or maybe they hate Ohio State.
That's a fact. So there are reasons why you might not have gotten into a big school. Or maybe
one of the Ohio States.
Fair enough. Or not Ohio, Miami, the other Ohio.
I apologize.
Miami of Ohio.
Yeah,
so do we know any rules for this, or how they do it yet? They just announced that they're going to do it.
They just announced it's going to be in December. They haven't figured out what city they're going to do it. I'm thinking Kansas. I think they're going to do the middle of the country. And
why not? It's a great spot for it. Do we think this is going to be limited to U.S. players only, like U.S. college players, or do you think you're going to see some European kid come over?
Well, here's the thing. Most and what people don't realize is that 20 to 30% of college kids here are foreigners.
Right.
So,
and I guess what I mean is, like, what are the odds that like some young kid from England or something wants to gamble on themselves? Are they going to allow that person to come to the combine, even though they're not like part of the U.S. soccer system of like colleges and stuff?
That
could be fun.
that is going to be the issue. Is like, is there going to be a fee for you to to join the combine? Is there going to be a waiting list? How many days are you going to do this? Because if you have like 1,500 people show up, you can't do it in 2 days. It's got to be a week long.
Yeah, there'll be a limited number of. It might be by invitation only. I'm sure we'll hear more as it comes out.
As it comes together, but
right.
And as we stated earlier, the Super League will definitely piggyback off this. So.
Yeah, definitely.
I would also not be surprised, Marcus, you mentioned them potentially coming into the league soon too. I would not be surprised if Cleveland is the home for this, especially if they are coming into the league. If they, Cleveland's a great city for these types of events, and I think that might end up there.
Cleveland failed the last time.
Wait, are you guys being paid by the Tourism Board of Cleveland? Did those checks clear?
Not at all.
First of all, the checks.
I'm actually going to Cincinnati, not Cleveland, this week.
No, the checks clear. If we're going to go to Ohio, Cincinnati. I'm sorry,
Toledo. Yeah, the best city in the country. Toledo.
No, Akron. You got to go to LeBron's high
Sorry,
school.
we're gonna keep going here.
Yeah, so just shout out to these announcements. Obviously, like I said, I've been watching a lot more women's. Bay City is my team.
You and everybody else. Obviously, my team is Gotham in the NWSL.
Of course it is.
And it's also the home of FcDallas Academy product, Jaden Shaw now, who scored a goal in her debut. So go check that.
They still have a standee of her in my gas station that I stop on the way home.
Badass. Yeah. Can you steal that?
I could try.
You gotta take it.
As a matter of fact, how much do they want for it? I'll pay for it. I don't even have to. I'm an adult now. I don't have to steal things like
Just
that.
go to the Cotton Gin in Crandall. All right.
Yeah. So and then obviously shout out to the Currents. Obviously the only women's team to have their own stadium, like specifically or first, because I think Boston's building theirs. If they can.
What a club, man!
Yeah,
the team that they've built, they're going to win this league for the next 2 or 3 years, man. They've built a crazy team, and they've clenched the Shield, NWSL, with 5 games left. So they have more than 15 points.
This is their first Shield, I believe, right?
I'm not even sure about that. I'll be honest. I don't watch that much NWSL because I believe this is their first Shield. I could be wrong.
Yeah, but
I'm a homer, so
I want to shout out to whoever the KC Current ownership groups. I want to shout out to the city of KC. Not only do they have the first and currently only soccer-specific stadium for women's sports, their second division team is getting its own soccer-specific stadium. So either Kansas City has a lot of extra money, or they have a lot of land they could just give away.
Unfortunately, their barbecue is still subpar.
You know,
I mean, there's nothing soccer can do about that. We can't say
it's almost like Kansas City is the actual heart of soccer in its respective state, not shouting against teams. I might have flipped that. I meant to say Kansas City, but
Kansas City, yeah. So we are going to hit our next topic here.
Go.
We are going to the land of the yachts, the land of spring break. If you know, you know.
Corpus.
What is going on? Yeah, Corpus Christi.
Sorry,
I actually got a report back. Their stadium is in process. So good.
Oh, that's exciting.
So
Marcus
we're
has
going
full now, guys.
A little bit. We're going to the land of Messi.
Bienvenido a Miami.
Shout out to Will Smith. Dancing to the city where the heat is on. Never mind. Copyright. So we need to shout outs. We need to shout out Don Garber for locking this in. I think I was personally worried he wouldn't stay. I don't want to know what the number is, but I'm assuming it starts at 100 million and goes from there.
And I'm sure the Apple TV and Adidas deals and the fucking Prime Energy drink deals and
probably all of FcDallas' profits, which is 0.
Well, no, we're actually profitable, but because of the youth club. But yeah, so the rumors are, this is not official.
They're going to give him FcDallas Academy.
Pretty much. I'm assuming this is going to be Beckham 2.0. They're going to give him the right to buy a franchise for cheap. They're going to give him all his jersey sales, or most of his jersey sales. Which
I think Adidas has already worked most of that out with the original contract. Yeah. And he's also getting a piece of the back end of the Apple TV deal.
Yes. But he's already the number 1 played player in MLS. I think 20 million is what they report. For anyone who is listening now, or anyone who pays attention to the NBA and the LA Clipper nonsense with Kawhi Leonard, where they created a fake company.
Oh my God, that's a great story.
I have a feeling that this is the exact same thing that's going to happen here. Messi is rumored to have been renewed for 2 seasons, which would bring him to the end of 27.
That's insane. I don't know how his I mean, he's going to have to go down to Argentina and get a few more of those growth hormone treatments.
I mean, he's not that old. He's only 36. This is not. I mean, Zlatan was here till he was 38. So I mean, although they're built differently as far as physiques goes. Like those are.
Yeah, I
those
guess
guys,
when I'm comparing him to a player like Zlatan, I have to bring the Ronaldo into the picture of things and go.
Yes.
Zlatan and Ronaldo are like workout machines.
Yes, they're gym rats. They're yeah. And
I don't see that with Messi, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, all his teammates, which I don't know, the whole sports podcasting thing is kind of getting on my nerves. All these guys, a lot of them
are the worst.
Says the guys talking on his.
No. I'm talking about former players who are doing podcasts because it feels like a lot of just. Oh, let me tell you about behind the scenes.
What are you talking about? We could have gone pro.
Fuck no, not with my knees.
Speak for yourself. I don't have that kind of wind.
Yeah.
Anyway, I get what you're talking about though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's but all his former, or not all, a lot of his former teammates are basically saying like he's a freak of nature. He would literally show up, drink whatever that Argentinian tea is, show up, warm up for 5 to 10 minutes.
Matcha.
Yeah, matcha.
Just kidding. It's not matcha. Please don't hurt me, Argentinians.
Oh my God, boba tea. Anyways, he would just show up, practice for 5 to 10 minutes, and then go in and have a brace. It's just the craziest thing. He's just not normal, and I personally don't think any kid should model their career after him because you're not that.
You're not. It's a special skill set.
You're not Michael Phelps. You're not built in a way that makes swimming easy. You're not Usain Bolt, which we're going to talk about next. You're just not built that way. So you need to actually have the work ethic to put in the work to become the player you want to be.
There's a commercial on TV right now that's Peyton Manning supposed to be like, and I'm not going to shout out the company because screw them, but it's Peyton Manning like at a conference telling people he believes in them and stuff. Yeah. And like, what do you want to be? Right? You can do it. You can do it. And then one guy sends up and goes, I want to be an NFL quarterback. And he stopped for a second and goes, that's a very specific skill set.
Yes, it is.
But I believe in you.
I believe in you. But yeah, so shout out to Don Garber. This is necessary. For sure, because to be honest, if he leaves, that Apple TV deal becomes an arbitrage.
Oh God, yes, it does.
So if this is real and they got him for 2.5, I think what they hope for is that he retires in that pink jersey, and that's the end of that. For sure.
The pink Argentina jersey.
Yes.
Who's like the really, really old player in Japan? There's one super old guy in Japan, isn't there?
Oh,
isn't he like 40 something?
Yeah, he is like 42. He's not going to play that long.
But like, I guess what I'm getting at is like, it's doable. You just got to know how to do it, right? You're not going to be top tier the whole time, but
yeah, but
I don't know.
His name fills seats, and that's the thing.
But that's it. Yeah.
And then to go along with that, we have USL news. So with the Division 1 in sight, Miami FC is moving out of Miami as Miami into Miami is moving into Miami. They're
weird.
Moving to Homestead, Florida, which is they call it the gateway to the Keys. I think that shows you. I think Napoli just let it go in. They call Homestead the gateway to the Florida Keys. That's how far south of Dade County. It is still in Miami-Dade, so it does qualify to be.
That's a really long county, right?
It is. It basically hangs all the way down to Miami to the Keys. They're building a 15,000 seat stadium that also is open-ended because they're going to hold the rodeo, which apparently they have a massive rodeo in this town. So it's open-ended on one side.
It's kind of awesome. I'm not going to lie to you. I would go watch soccer with a side of rodeo. That sounds fun.
If you've never been to Homestead, it's a little country.
Yeah.
Is Miami FC? I forgot. Are they associated with Fort Lauderdale United?
No.
Okay. For some reason, I thought one of the teams down there was.
No. So Miami FC is. So they had the Fort Lauderdale Strikers that plays exactly where Inter Miami plays now. They went out. They were in NWSL. They went out of business because of the whole thing.
Okay.
And then Chase Stadium. So here, Fort Lauderdale, Chase Stadium is going to be an albatross. Having a 27,000 seat for Inter Miami 2 is going to be a waste of everybody's time.
Yeah, it is.
Right. Even when Messi's kids move up in the academy, I don't think that's going to help.
Unless Messi's coaching it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever it is. I don't see Messi as a coach. Can you imagine Messi, the greatest player or one of the greatest players of all time? Yeah, you just have to do this and just pass the ball. And the kids are looking.
He's going to look at every kid and go, hey, babon.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, babon.
But yeah, shout out to Miami. Yeah, shout out to Miami FC. They're attempting to survive in this new world. It is not a brand new stadium for everyone who knows. This is an existing sports park.
Yeah. So this is a
that they're
rendering,
just-
I'm assuming here.
yes. So this sports park. So for all the people who are like, well, they average only 1,500 people a game. They play at FIU, which is a shit location in the middle of a college. Getting fans there is not easy. Homestead is just south enough to be out of Miami's wake, in my opinion. And the way they're going to make money off this is that it's going to have a residential block, a hotel, and host academy. It's basically going to be IMG Academy, if anyone knows what that is.
Oh man, yeah.
That's, so that's how they're going to make financial sense of this deal. The guy who owns it has really deep pockets, so you don't have to worry about him running out of money. He's like the Cosmos owner, right? For all people, the Cosmos didn't go out of business because the owner ran out of money. The Cosmos went out of business because they wanted a lawsuit to go through, and it didn't work. So, as we move on to the next topic, but this is
one thing.
go ahead.
Homestead's population is less than 100,000.
Yes.
I'm very curious to see how that goes, how they can fill the stadium or not on that. This sports park there, is it like a well-used sports park?
So they had a hurricane years back.
I'm just wondering about traffic going in and out of there. I'm just curious.
No, like I said, it's south. It's the south end of Miami-Dade County. So I think they'll try to pull people up north from the Keys and from South Miami. I always try to remind people, not very many people live downtown anywhere. So your stadium being downtown is not necessarily the best thing. It's just whether or not you're right off the interstate or I have to drive in town to go to your stadium.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I guess I don't know the culture there enough to say anything. I'm just curious and trying to put things together.
Here's the thing. You got a city that has a underutilized sports park. You have an owner who has deep pockets and knows that he's going to make his money off youth sports and not necessarily the pro league. And you have a league in the USL who wants enough 15,000 seat stadiums in order to get qualified for Division 1.
Yeah. Well, and we've talked about this so many times now, right? You just got to know what your profitable number for attendance is and try to hit that, right? You don't have to fill the stadium.
Yeah. And you don't have to fill the stadium. And as long as the stadium gets used for other things like a rodeo for a month out of the year, that also helps.
If your system is at minimum not losing money,
yes,
you're doing better than most. So
you can use the Cotton Bowl and the State Fair. The State Fair pays for that building $365. All right, so this is the happenings going on in MIA. Shout out to Will Smith. All right, we're gonna switch to our team of the week this week. This is gonna be really quick. This is in Dennis's part of town. Shout out to the jacket he has on. The rebirth for the fourth, I can't remember, of the
third Big Bang.
This is number. I think this is technically 4.
Is this number 4? So we're gonna shout out to
the
USL
fourth Big Bang.
League One, the Cosmos, not New York, just the Cosmos are returning to
Patterson, New Jersey.
Patterson, New Jersey, returning. As you can see where the stadium is, this is in the middle of town. And this is my example of maybe being in the middle of town is not great because there's no parking. Although, if you're watching this on YouTube, this is the before and after. This is the old Negro League baseball.
This is a very cool field.
That is really awesome.
This is one of the oldest baseball fields in America, actually.
So cool.
Yes. They revitalized it. They spent, I think, north of 160 million. They put parking structures. So if you look on the before after, which is the bottom left of my screen, bottom right, if you're looking at it, the one thing I'm gonna have to say, I hate the fucking track. The seats are far away.
Yeah, what a nightmare
from the field. It's really pissing me off.
Not a fan of the tracks around. Much as I love my Italian football.
Yeah, as much as we're watching an Italian game right now
with a track around it. Yeah. They did have a test run. They had Barcelona SC play, not Barcelona in Spain.
I was about to ask you whether it was Ecuador. A Barcelona crest there. This is a Latin American Barcelona, right?
Yeah, this is Ecuadorian Barcelona.
I have a jersey of this club somewhere in my car.
Do you?
Yeah.
Apparently they have deep roots in that part of New Jersey. They came and they sold out the building. They got almost, I think, 6,000 people for a friendly.
There's a big Ecuadorian community in North Jersey. There is a big. There's also a very large Portuguese community in and around Newark.
Newark, yeah. So for all the people who are worried, I think the Cosmos Nays still has a little bit of pull. Jersey is they like to mention it's only a 30-minute drive from Patterson to Times Square. I don't know why that's a flex because no one lives in Times Square. So it's one of the, like Times Square is just one of them things. You can take public transit. The train line is a block away from this. So, we just want to shout out again to a city that revitalized. I think for all people who know, this stadium has held minor league baseball. For the Black Yankees played here, the Cuban Yankees played here. This was back when you could use the Yankee name all willy-nilly. I don't think that could happen now. There was no connection to the regular Yankees. They were just the Black Yankees,
The Black Yankees
in the Negro League, or the Cuban Yankees. So they revitalized it. They put a parking structure, apartment complex. There is a museum here on this big hook here, and behind, right where you see this tree line, there is a waterfall literally in the opposite side of it. So the location looks awesome.
The parking structure you're talking about. It's on this the
Yeah,
top right image. That's what that is, right?
Yep. It's a parking structure. There is no parking down here. That's what I'm saying. Like being in the middle of downtown is not necessarily always a big thing.
Yeah,
but
unless you have crazy good parking and a population.
And they would,
There you
go. They built parking, and again, it's next to transit. So this is pretty awesome. We talked about this. This is definitely a game I'm going to next year. Jabrosi should be up there by then. So we're visiting. I think I'm going to try to hit the Westchester Cosmos game whenever that is.
Don't bring up Westchester right now.
Hey, I mean they're upstate. They're upstate, but whatever.
I don't want to talk about the
Westchester's not really upstate.
Let's move on.
Unless you're from where I'm from, we consider anything north of 133rd to be upstate.
To upstate, yeah. They're in Mount Vernon. I consider Mount Vernon New York City, but most people consider it upstate. The only thing, shout out to the band that they have play at the Westchester games is Denzel Washington High School. So
that's awesome.
Shout out to the legend. What's the saying? Money earning Mount Vernon. So shout out
Money
to
earning Mountain.
That's
Mount V.
Oh my God. Okay.
I do want to give a shout out to the Borough Boys and the Cross Island crew, the old Cosmos supporter groups. Hope to see some of them back out in this action. I used to run with them a little bit when they briefly played at Keyspan, and then when they played over at Christ, I'm forgetting the name of the university they played at in Long Island. But anyway,
Columbus. They play at Columbus at what's the owner's name? Cosmos Field. So he was trying to actually build a stadium there when they were in NASL. It didn't quite work out. That's his that's his alma mater. So he was trying to make that work. It didn't quite work out.
Well, I'm excited to see a brand like this show around. I think brand recognition matters, especially in sports. Even if it wasn't connected to its origins, I think it matters. And in true Cosmos fashion, hopefully they can bring another league down with them.
I mean, they didn't really kill the second league.
I'm just kidding, of course.
Lawsuits going again. So my only critique of this is I hate tracks around this. I want to see how it actually looks on a game. And it has a twofer for me for a problem. It has the baseball nets here for foul balls, and it has around it. Those
I didn't notice
things
that.
are gonna frustrate me. But I want to see how it looks on TV. We haven't seen where they're going to put broadcasts or whatever. Also, there was they released their ticket prices and people were very upset. And I had to remind them this is the New York, New Jersey Metro.
Right.
Everything is expensive. I don't know why. There's a lot of soccer in this region. Obviously, they have Gotham, Brooklyn FC, they're going to have their men's team in the championship.
Yeah, but they're not competing with Brooklyn. Brooklyn plays so far away from this. Brooklyn play all the way down in Coney Island. It's like on a if you're a Texan looking at a map, it doesn't look like it's that far away, but it's that could be 3 hours with traffic, right? Brooklyn to Coney Island to Patterson. That's that could be 2-3 hours. So they're not really competing. They're really competing with here is Gotham and Red Bull, right? That's who's in their backyard.
Okay.
Here, who both play at what's now called Sports Illustrated over in Newark.
Yeah.
I forgot it was Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that. I hate it every time.
I don't know how Sports Illustrated even has the money in 2025
to
pay for sponsorship.
So Sports Illustrated sold their IP to Live Nation. That's why there's the Sports Illustrated ticketing app. I'm like, what the hell? So Sports Illustrated now they issue one magazine a year with half-naked athletes, and they sold their IP. That's their only existence at this point. But shout out to the Cosmos. Like I said, we're gonna
Yeah.
once the schedule comes out, which I think is in January, we're gonna eyeball a game to definitely hit and go to
If
the
this club really is going to do all the local community stuff that they're right now saying they're going to do, I think it's going to be a super great club.
So
It's awesome.
Go ahead.
Is NYC's stadium supposed to be finished next season?
Yes.
I would love to do the double. I would
Can't
love
relate.
to get up. Yeah, right. Brand new stadiums are going up, and they're going to be finished before Toyota Stadium. It's a whole different conversation now. I mean, obviously, it's harder to rehab a whole stadium, whatever. That conversation. But I just like that would be a great double. Let's go check out that new stadium in Flushing, and then head out to Patterson for a game. I would love to make a weekend out of that. So if anybody else is interested, hit us up. We'll see if we can.
Guardian Side Quest.
Guardian Side Quest. I think we might also have a travel agent in our midst soon too, so that might help out. More to come on that next season. But again, one more shout out to the Borough Boys and the Cross Island crew. That was my introduction to American supporter culture, was hanging out with those guys and going to a couple games with them. So
that's awesome.
That those guys really, they love that team, and they fucking hated MLS when they hated Red Bull. So
no, trust me. The number one comment on their Facebook when they announced was, "Oh, you're not in MLS." And I'm like, I don't. Here's the thing: they don't have that. The new ownership group does not have that kind of money. Although the minority owner does. He has more than enough money. But he.
And what are you gonna do? Put a third MLS team in the New York market? That doesn't make sense to anybody.
Look. If you could afford to join Major League Soccer right now, you definitely did some unethical shit to get to that amount of money. So.
No, I mean, he owned a cable company. As far as ethics go, I guess they're the most ethical of all the billionaires.
A cable company?
Fair enough.
Cable
all right.
company?
No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah, that's our episode of Around the Ground. So we're gonna wrap up here, but before we do, what you got something to say, Ebert?
Oh, I mean, I was gonna move on to one more thing real quick, and that was to point out that Texoma let the worst team in the league come back on them yesterday.
Yes, expansion. I know Westchester and Texoma. Everyone's looking at Hearts of Pine and their success, and FC Naples, actually. That's also a first-year team. And they're like, look at that success. They're getting crowds. They're winning games. Most expansion teams suck. Obviously, San Diego. Oh, there we go. Napoli just scored. Obviously, San Diego.
Yeah, I'm like 3 minutes behind you.
Obviously, expansion teams like San Diego, who are ahead in the Shield. Most expansion teams suck because you're going to a new league. You don't know what you're doing. If you're not doing it right, you don't know what you're doing. You're just trying to sell tickets and be financially viable that first year. That winning is not now. Obviously, winning helps be financially viable. As anyone who's an FcDallas fan knows, you win, we put butts in the seats. You don't, we don't.
Right.
But yeah, that is Around the Ground. Shout out to the Cosmos. We are going to make that happen. If FcDallas is going anywhere near the tri-state area, we will make a trip of try to knock that out. So lastly, this is not soccer related, but I'm going to talk my shit for 2 or 3 minutes here. We are
15 minutes over. Totally fine. Keep going.
No, it's fine. I chop up these episodes anyway. So I want to talk about legendary status and the end of an era for a small country of 3 million people. We call it a rivalry between the U.S. and Jamaica, but to be honest, a country of 300 million and a country of 3 million should not be rivals in anything. But alas, here we go. I want to shout out to the retirement of Shelly Ann Fraser-Price. She is the most decorated track and field athlete, woman or male, ever. She's up there with Michael Phelps. I think Michael Phelps has 25 medals. Now, granted, most of his are gold. And I never want to compare track and swimming because it's so easy to get swimming medals because you have the 50 meter, the 100, the 200. You can swim all those. In track and field, the most you can really run is 3, maybe 4 events, and at that point, you're done. So I want to shout out to Usain Bolt and Shelly Ann Fraser-Price. This is the end of an era that started in Beijing in 2008, and it's coming to a conclusion here in Tokyo in 2025 in the World Championships. Jamaica, again, like I said, country of 3 million people, have produced the fastest man alive and the 3rd fastest woman alive. And what makes Shelly Ann Fraser-Price even more special is that she had a baby left for I think 18 months,
came
back, and banged in some more medals.
Kept going, just kept going. Just shout out to the incredible ability to come back from like I don't know how some of these women have done it. It's incredible to see.
Yeah, and
Manchester United legend Usain Bolt.
no,
bring it back to soccer.
He also played in Australia.
Discovery? Did they have the Discovery rights? Is that what it is?
I think they did. I think they
didn't he actually try out though? Wasn't that a thing that actually happened?
It was a marketing ploy,
but it was fun. It was fun.
I mean, so did I Show Speed.
No. I love the fact that Jamaica's produced these great runners. It's also when you go back and look at like the best runners, like at least in Olympic history, like it is a statistical anomaly that Jamaica's pulled this off.
Yes.
The other statistical anomaly is that almost everyone else is from Kenya.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like when you look at the Olympics or World Championship, right? You know the Africans are going to win everything over 800 meters.
Yeah. For some reason, it's like Jamaica, Kenya, and then the U.S.
Yeah, and
at least the U.S. makes sense with how many people live here from different backgrounds.
Yes, and the fact that the Olympics are not like FIFA, you can switch just by getting a passport, and that's the one thing I think we should change, because we actually lost. We lost 4 athletes to Qatar,
that's
because
whack.
they paid them $500,000, and obviously as a small country, we don't have those kind of funds.
Yeah, I mean, nation states break the game. I don't know what to tell you. Like big nation states that are rich break every sport they get involved in.
Yeah, no, I want them to be more FIFA driven, where you have to have a connection to the country to switch.
I agree.
Because that would hurt not only countries like Qatar and Saudi Arabia who are money whipping them, that would hurt the Americans. The last American marathon winner's name was Muhammad, and I can tell you he wasn't really American when he won. But no, I just want to shout out this. Not only did we produce the fastest and third fastest women, if you look at the top 5 or top 10 fastest times ran in the 200 or 100 meter, we have 6 of the top 10. Like we've produced some absolute wonders. I want to shout out to Puma too, who signed this contract early. Like they basically funded this run for us. Because we couldn't get any of the big name, like Nike wasn't coming down there.
Enjoy them while you got them, man. Like
I know, and here's the thing: the upside is that we have the Clayton sisters coming up next. We have backup, right? It's not like this is the end of it. We got first and second in the men's 100 meter this year, and we got second and third in the women 100 meter. So it's not like it's over. But I just wanted to shout out. Yeah. Again, what the saying say, we're just faster than you, and there's nothing you can do about that.
I wish I cared about the Olympics as much as you guys do.
No, it's just I love the Olympics. When you're good at something, you gotta celebrate it. And again, we're
I agree.
Huh? How about Olympic soccer? Do we not like Olympic soccer?
No, it's a joke.
Well, yeah, not the way they do it. It's just the way they qualify it. It's just I'm not a fan. It's one of them sports where like people,
the only world championship Mexico has won is the Olympics. That tells you enough about it.
About that you don't care. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, also, isn't the Olympic U23, right?
It's U23, and I think you get 3 over U23s or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I think
it's the only sport.
It's a youth tournament.
Yeah, it's the only sports in the Olympics where they actually cap it at the youth level, which is the weirdest thing. But yeah, so just shout out to Speed, man, the land of speed. I'm really sad about this. This is the era I grew up in. You know, I quit running. I moved here in 2002.
So I don't think I've ever seen you run.
Yeah, I moved here in 2002. So this was
or at least I've never seen you run anything other than your mouth.
Nah, fair enough. I funny enough, I actually have times of me winning gold medals in the national championship for my primary and high school team, Hydel and Excelsior. Those videos still exist. I was that dude, and I busted my knee. So that's one of the things I don't have to brag about because there is video evidence. I was that guy for a little while. But yeah, no, shout out to them. Also, shout out to the phenomenon of Jamaican women athletes that accomplish anything. When they get married, they don't just take the last name, they hyphenate like a motherfucker because they want you to know that they were that girl before
100%.
They got married. Shelly Ann Fraser Price. We also have Thompson Hara. It's the craziest thing. I love it. I don't know if it's a just Jamaican or an African heritage thing. They're like, to be honest, it's one of them things where like remember when Hillary Clinton was running for president, or she's like Hillary Rodham Clinton. She wanted to let you know, like she was that bitch before. Did Napoli just lose again? What's going on? What was that?
I don't want to spoil it. I'll let him see it when it happens.
He'll see it in a second. All right, so yeah, the shout out to the Jamaicans for sure. That's obviously, I just wanted to clip this up, so I had to add this to the video. All right, so this is the end. Thanks everyone who made it here. Like, share, and subscribe. Napoli just scored again.
Put that away, 3-1 in the 82nd.
He buried that, is all.
Yep.
Like,
Easily buried it. It was a screamer, an absolute screamer.
I wouldn't have called it a screamer, but it was a well-buried shot.
Conte screaming. By the way, while this is also happening, the Ballon d'Or awards are being given out right now. So those should be coming out. Check that out if you've got some interest in that.
Do you want to shout out any watch party plans? Because I think it's different this coming week.
Yes. The next 2 watch parties will be late evening games out on the West Coast. We've got 9:30 Central Time starts. So community will be closed for those. So please join us at the official FcDallas watch party, along with our good friends over at El Matador. We'll be over at the Scarlet Pumpernickel Pub downtown Dallas. They've got some great specials over there. They've got the entire upstairs room, multiple TVs, sound, the full shebang. Great food, good beer, good liquor selections. You've got everything that you can possibly want. Go hang out.
Malort on tap.
Malort on Nitro Tap. Malort on Nitro Tap, which is absolutely batshit crazy. I don't know who's ordering it, but if that's your thing, go for it. But check us out. We will be there. Community beer, and then so we've got 2 on the we've got 1 on the road, and then we'll look forward to our final. Look forward to our final tailgate of the season for our 3:30 start. We'll talk a little bit more about this next week, but our final tailgate of the season will be starting at noon on October 4th, and we will be doing a very DBG brunch party, kegs and eggs. It's going to be a good one. We'll be out there. We'll get some mimosas going, and we may have some special Irish cream, bourbon cream stuff going on. We've got a couple vendors that might be interested in joining us, so come hang with us. But in the meantime, like I said, community beer is just closed, so you want to check them out. Go grab a beer this week. Absolutely stop in and have one. But the watch party will be over at the Scarlet Pumpernickel downtown Dallas. And that's about it. That's what I've got right now.
There we go. That's gonna get us views right there. Little pupster.
She was begging for attention.
But yeah, no, I want to thank everyone who's listening this late. Like, share, and subscribe, and we will see y'all next week. Hopefully another victory pod. Go ahead and hit the line, Dennis.
Like, share, subscribe.